If you're an aspiring filmmaker who wants to put together the first ever short film or preparing for the next film festival, you gotta stick around and check out this video. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Emad and welcome to another episode of eVlogs, where we're trying to educate and inspire upcoming filmmakers, YouTubers, content creators by simplifying the storytelling process. So as the title suggests, what you need to consider before making your short film. The most important thing, guys, is to be realistic with what you can put out. Enjoy the limitations put on you and find the creativity in that. And what that really means is too often, you and I, we're so inspired by the summer blockbuster that came out of Hollywood or the Netflix, HBO special, whatever, that we're thinking too big. And it's great to be ambitious. When you're putting together a short film, you really need to consider what you can realistically pull off, because that's the real difference, guys, in an amateur film and something that you can actually submit at a short film festival. So I live in Dubai, and the recent short film I'm writing is really based out of the desert. So fortunate for me, we have those kind of locations around here. And that's why if I started thinking of writing a short film that had snow or the Arctic or a lot of rainfall, it would be really challenging to put together and probably come across really fake, and we don't have the budgets to kind of do that. So you really need to be smart and think about where you are and how to make the most of it. When it comes to casting, it's really important to write a story that you can realistically cast. You can't pull off and fake a race in a movie, right? So if most of the cast and crew available to me are brown and Middle Easterns, I'm not gonna make them play a white person. Similarly, if we want somebody to play an older person, you can't have a teenager or somebody young doing that. They just can't pull it off. And those are the little differences that really make a short film look amateurish or not. And for supporting roles, you can definitely reach out to your friends and family and think about the guys who are interested in maybe acting or not shy in front of the camera. But really, for the main ones, you need to reach out in your local community by putting up things on Facebook, on Instagram. Reach out and you will find there's so much talent. There's so many people who want to do work, want to do cool stuff, but have no outlet. Because guys, I've done both things. We've done a project with a bunch of noobs, and I've done a project with more refined actors, and it's a huge difference, and it really tells on screen. Don't try to put together an ensemble cast like Ocean's 11, right? Remember, people are doing this part-time or for passion, so they're gonna have full-time jobs. So to get like 10 super awesome people on schedule, on time, and to manage that is gonna be a pain. So one of the short films that I made that I got awards on, we had 3 actors, including me. That was it. There was nothing else, nobody else in the movie. And I made it much easier to manage for all of us. Location is key. And if you'll see a lot of short films, you'll notice most people will do in their house, in their basements, and what's available. But one thing that I really learned a lot from filmmakers is it makes such a difference when you take the film out of its comfort zone, out of that sort of box it's in a house, and do it outside. So if you can legally film in a place that looks busy, that has a lot of things, it really takes the film up a notch. So again, the short film I was talking about, The Recipient, we really filmed the whole thing in my apartment. So it was in my living room, in my garage, I think my basement, etc. But there's one sequence we filmed outside in the public. If you see the film, you'll see how it just makes the movie look so much grander, so much bigger by doing that. Reach out to your friends and family. Somebody might have an office building. Somebody might have an interesting warehouse. Something interesting to shoot to try to take it up a notch and not just look boring and like sitting in your living room and shooting. Honestly, the least important thing I'm gonna tell you is going to be gear. So don't get put down to the fact that you don't have the coolest gear. If you write a script with daytime, with less need of like amazing light, you can actually film it with the new iPhones, for real. The most important thing, seriously, is sound. Forget video quality. Sound is what you have to invest in. And if you don't have that, guys, you can't rely on sound. Put more visuals in, put maybe like a narration on top. Don't write a dialogue heavy script, because trust me, as soon as the first line is blurred in your movie, if the sound isn't good, immediately you go from this level to this, and you put off the audience. I was watching the director's cut of Christopher Nolan speaking, and his first short film he made that became big was called The Following. And what he did was, he said he really invested heavily in the sound aspect of the first few scenes, because that's when you're being judged the most. And as soon as he had grabbed the audience in, after that, if he wasn't at the best level technically, it was fine, because he had sucked you into the story anyways.
I'm still not convinced we have the right place.
I'm telling you, this is it.
Well, then this is the most boring stakeout in history.
Another big aspect of when you're trying to create a short film is you're gonna need a cast and crew. So we're only talking about cast, but crew. This you really need to rely on your friends. You might have a friend who's great at doing makeup. She could be your makeup artist just to help out on set. Somebody who can just manage your script for you, so can tell you if you haven't missed a scene, manage a shot list. somebody with headphones on just to make sure the sound is right and you don't have a plane flying over that's messing up your sound. Somebody's helping out, assisting on the set, making sure food is coming for the cast and crew. All those things help, because remember, this is not a full-time gig. You're not gonna be able to pay these people most likely. So you need people who are interested, who enjoy this stuff, who are willing to give their time. The final piece of advice I'm gonna give is, it's really important to just go out there and shoot. And I think what happens is when you don't have a deadline put in place, sometimes you can just keep procrastinating, keep writing, keep thinking, keep discussing, and nothing gets going. So one really smart way to do it is look at any local film festival coming up in your community. Try to use that, and that can be a target date. You know what? We need to submit this film in the next 3 months. That's our date. Let's work behind that. Another thing that actually helps with this, sometimes a lot of these festivals have like a genre, or they're very specific in what they're asking. That helps you be a little more laser focused on what you're trying to build. So if I know it's a short film about horror for 3 minutes, now I know what to focus on. Now I have a timeline and a genre in mind. It makes it very easy to kind of go at it. I know we all want our short film to be the best thing in the world, to go to Cannes, to go to all these film festivals, to be freaking recognized and win the Oscar. It's not probably gonna happen, but it's a great ambition. So it's more important to focus on quantity over quality. The more you can put out, the more you get to learn from that filmmaking process, the storytelling process, and you keep getting better at it. So rather do that than spend so much time on just coming out with one short film every couple of years. Try to spin out maybe a few, or at least one a year if possible. So that's it, guys. That's the things you need to consider before coming up with your short film, before making a short film. I do highly encourage you check out my short film. We filmed it with a limited crew, limited resources, and did a decent enough job to win Best Cinematographer and Best Film at a local film festival. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Do subscribe if you enjoyed this content, and I will see you next time. Peace.